You can also load images into your Excel file. In this case I have one image, but you can load as many images as you want into your Excel file. It can be a file you already have, or you can create just a file from scratch with the image inside. So we're going to do that. So this is how we also always start. We create our Excel file. We want the active sheet. Then remember, we can set the value of a cell, for example A1. And you always want to save the Excel file. Now this would only set text into our file. We want to load an image. In order to do that, we import that from PyExcel. So import drawing.image. We import image with a capital I. And this allows us to load an image by calling the like this with the parameters. Specify your image file name, and it outputs a new image. So I'll call it just image, and you can then add it to a cell, not in this way, but by calling the worksheet.addImage with the image and then the cell it needs to be in. So let's run this program, and you'll see it created the file. Let me close it, and if we open it, you'll see the image appears in the cell A1. So there we go in A1. Now you can put it in any cell you want. So for example, if I would set it in E4 and run it, you'll see that in this case I need to reload the file. But you'll see it appear in a different location, in a different cell. And it takes a moment to load, but now you'll see it's in E4. So you can load any image from the disk and add it into your Excel file as well. It doesn't have to be just text and numbers. You can add images in your Excel file just from Python code. So I have attached the program so you can try it out on your own. Now you can add more than one image in your Excel file, so you can load it in the same way. Now another way to set the position is to set the anchor with your cell name and then call addImage again like this. So if you were to run this code, you'll see it adds two images, one in the cell E4 and one in the cell A1. Now in this case both of the images are the same. So if you run this program and you reopen it, you'll see your image twice on A1 and on E4. So you can add more than one image with this code. Now of course the image doesn't have to be exactly the same. You can put any image there. So in this case I need to add another image. So that can be any image. I just added an image here. If you don't have the files in the same directory as your program, remember you have to specify the full path. So if you're on Windows, that's C:users/ and so on, wherever you put it, or on Mac that might be /users/ and so on. So if you just put the images in the same directory, you won't have any problem loading them. Now I mentioned make sure the file names are correct, so that it's JPEG. If it's JPEG, you might have this spelling with an E in between, JPEG. It might be PNG or another format. So make sure that the image format is the same as the one of your file. Otherwise you won't load the image. So if we save it and run it, and then you want to reload your Excel file. And once it's reloaded, you'll see that it now has the right images, or two different images in the Excel file. So it might take a second or so to load depending on your computer. So once it's loaded, you'll see two different images that we loaded. So of course the image doesn't have to be the same. It can be any image. Just make sure that the file name is correct. Otherwise it won't add. And you might also want to consider the size of the image. In this case, the first image is so large that you can't see the other image. So if I drag this image down, you'll see the other image is there, but it's below that. So you can add images of various sizes. They don't necessarily have to be small. Now the most easy way to solve this problem is just to load images of the correct size. So if you have a very large image, you might just want to resize it, which you can do in any Paint program, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. So you can resize it by whatever size you want. Save it.